Snoqualmie Ridge might be one of the most beautiful places to live anywhere near Seattle, but for some people moving here, it ends up being a mistake. Because while the mountain views, parks, trails, and community feel are incredible, there are also some trade-offs that don't become obvious until you're actually living here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm John Hodgson. I was born and raised here in the Seattle area, and I've spent years helping people relocate throughout the east side and the greater Seattle region. And one thing I've noticed about Snoqualmie Ridge is that people tend to have one of two reactions. They either absolutely love it and never want to leave, or they realize pretty quickly that the lifestyle isn't quite what they expected. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through both sides. We'll cover what makes Snoqualmie Ridge such a desirable place to live, but also some of the drawbacks you should know before making a move here. And if at any point during the video, you're trying to decide between Snoqualmie Ridge, Issaquah, Sammamish, North Bend, or anywhere else on the east side, feel free to reach out. My team and I help people relocate here every week, and we're always happy to be a resource. Now let's start with what I think is the #1 reason people fall in love with Snoqualmie Ridge. Pro number 1, the mountain views never get old. I know every city claims to have great views, but Snoqualmie Ridge is honestly on another level. On a clear day, you've got Mount Si dominating the skyline, the Cascades off in the distance, and some of the most beautiful scenery you'll find anywhere in Western Washington. I've shown homes all over the east side, and there are very few neighborhoods where you can walk outside and feel like you're living in a mountain resort community while still being within commuting distance of Bellevue and Seattle. Even people who have lived here for years tell me they still stop and admire those views. And honestly, I get it. There are mornings when the mountain is completely covered in clouds, and then an hour later, it opens up and looks like something out of a postcard. It's one of those things that residents never really take for granted. By the way, if you're getting value from this video, hit that subscribe button because we put out videos every single week about living in Seattle, the east side, and all the different communities people are moving to so you can figure out which area best fits your lifestyle. Pro number 2, incredible parks, trails, and outdoor lifestyle. This is probably my favorite thing about Snoqualmie Ridge. As a dad with 2 boys, we spend a lot of time out at the parks out there. One of our personal favorites is Gene Hansen Park. If you've never been there, it's a huge community gathering space with sports fields, playgrounds, open grass areas, and plenty of room for kids to burn off energy. There have been plenty of weekends where I'll take my boys there for a couple hours, and before I know it, half the afternoon is gone. And that's what I really love about Snoqualmie Ridge. It just encourages you to be outside. And so whether you're walking the neighborhood trails, riding bikes with the kids, heading to one of the playgrounds, or hiking nearby trails around Mount Si or Rattlesnake Lake, there's always something to do. For families that enjoy being active, it's hard to not appreciate what this community offers. All right, pro number 3 is really the walkability and convenience. One thing people are often surprised by is how walkable Snoqualmie Ridge actually is. A lot of suburban communities talk about walkability, but here you can genuinely walk from many neighborhoods to grab coffee, pick up groceries, go to dinner, or meet friends. The trail system and sidewalks connect much of the community together, which creates a very different feel compared to some of the neighborhoods where you're driving everywhere. It's one of those little quality of life things that residents really appreciate after living here for a while. Schools and family appeal. Another reason many families consider Snoqualmie Ridge is the access to schools within Snoqualmie Valley School District. Whenever you're researching schools, I always recommend checking current information and ratings for yourself because everybody's priorities are different. But many of the families I work with specifically target this area because they like the school district, the community involvement, and the overall family-oriented atmosphere. And honestly, when you combine the parks, trails, sports programs, and community events, it's easy to see why so many families end up here. Quick question for you guys, what's more important to you, having a shorter commute or having access to more outdoor recreation and mountain views? Drop a comment below because I'd love to hear what you'd personally prioritize. Everything you need is right here. Another thing residents love is that you don't have to leave the Ridge for most everyday errands. You've got grocery stores, restaurants, coffee shops, fitness options, and most of your everyday essentials just minutes away. There's even a hospital right on Snoqualmie Parkway, which adds an extra layer of convenience and peace of mind for residents. It creates that small town feel where you regularly run into neighbors and familiar faces. And for a lot of people moving from larger metro areas, that's a big part of the appeal. Now, with all that being said, Snoqualmie Ridge isn't perfect. And honestly, some of these drawbacks can be deal breakers depending on your lifestyle. The commute. Let's start with the big one. If you're commuting to Bellevue, Redmond, or Seattle every single day, you're probably gonna feel it. Depending on traffic, that commute can easily push 40, 50, or sometimes an hour each way. For some people, it's worth it because they get the lifestyle and the scenery. For others, after a year or two, the commute starts wearing on them. This is probably the number one thing I tell buyers to carefully think about before they move here and before they jump into a new home. Con number 2, different weather than Seattle. People assume Snoqualmie Ridge has the same weather as Seattle. It doesn't. Being closer to the foothills means you'll generally see more snow, more fog, more rain, occasionally stronger wind events. Personally, I think the snow can be beautiful, but if you're relocating from somewhere warmer, it can definitely be an adjustment. And it's one reason some homeowners choose to have backup power solutions available during that winter storm season. Con number 3, HOA rules. The Ridge is known for looking clean, organized, and well-maintained. The flip side is that there are HOA guidelines that help maintain that appearance. Some homeowners appreciate that consistency, others feel it limits their flexibility. Neither is right or wrong. It really comes down to your personality and what you're looking for. Con number 4 is home prices. Let's be honest, Snoqualmie Ridge is not an inexpensive place to buy a home. You're paying a premium for the views, trails, parks, community amenities, and overall lifestyle. But for many buyers, it's worth every penny. But if affordability is your top priority, there may be other Eastside communities that offer better value. Con number 5, there's not much nightlife. If you're someone who loves nightlife, entertainment districts, and lots of evening activity, Snoqualmie Ridge might feel a little quiet. Most residents aren't moving here for nightlife, they're moving here for the outdoor lifestyle, family atmosphere, and the slower pace of life. But it's definitely worth mentioning. Con number 6 is traffic bottlenecks. Lastly, traffic can really back up on Snoqualmie Parkway, especially during school drop-off hours and peak commute times. The Highway 18 improvements should help over time, but right now this is something residents deal with on a regular basis. Who should seriously consider Snoqualmie Ridge? Now, after hearing all of that, you might be wondering, okay, John, who's this place actually best for? And honestly, I think Snoqualmie Ridge is an incredible fit for people who value lifestyle over convenience. If your dream weekend involves getting outside, taking the kids to the park, going for a bike ride, hiking a trail, or simply enjoying mountain views from your backyard, it's hard to not love living here. It's also a great fit for families that are looking for a strong community. Throughout the year, you'll see neighborhood events, youth sports, community gatherings, and plenty of opportunities to get involved. It has that small town feel that's becoming harder and harder to find around the Seattle area. And as a dad myself, that's something you really appreciate. Whenever I take my boys over to the park there's always families out enjoying the playgrounds, sport fields, and open spaces. It feels like the kind of place where kids can actually be kids. I also think Snoqualmie Ridge is a fantastic option for remote workers or anybody who only needs to go into the office like 2 days a week or something. You get a lot more access to nature and a slower pace of life while still being within reach of Bellevue, Redmond, and Seattle. By the way, if you're currently considering Snoqualmie Ridge, let me know in the comments what's attracting you most. Is it the mountain views, the trails, the schools, the community feel, or something else? I'd love to hear what has you looking into the area. Who might want to consider other areas? Now on the flip side, Snoqualmie Ridge isn't the perfect fit for everyone. If you're somebody who needs to be in Bellevue, Redmond, or Seattle 5 days a week and absolutely hates sitting in traffic, you may want to look at communities that are a little closer to those employment centers. Likewise, if you're looking for a vibrant nightlife scene, tons of restaurant options, walkable entertainment districts, or a more urban lifestyle, you may find Snoqualmie Ridge a little too quiet. Another group that sometimes struggles here are buyers that are looking for architectural variety. Because many homes were built during similar time periods and under design guidelines, some people feel the neighborhoods can look a little repetitive compared to older communities with more diverse home styles. And finally, if you're looking for the absolute lowest home prices on the east side, this probably isn't going to be your best option. While many people feel the lifestyle justifies the cost, you're definitely paying a premium to live here. The good news is that there's a lot of great alternatives nearby. Places like North Bend, Issaquah, Sammamish, Maple Valley, and even parts of Newcastle may offer a better fit depending on what your priorities are. Is Snoqualmie Ridge right for you? At the end of the day, Snoqualmie Ridge comes down to lifestyle. If you love mountain views, outdoor recreation, parks, trails, community events, and a family-oriented atmosphere, this could be one of the best places in Washington for you. But if your top priorities are nightlife, architectural variety, or a quick commute into Bellevue and Seattle, there may be better options. Personally, every time I'm out here with clients or spending time with the family at any of the great parks, I'm reminded why so many people choose this community. There's just something about having Mount Si in the background and being surrounded by all this outdoor space that makes Snoqualmie Ridge feel different. If you're thinking about moving anywhere in the Seattle area, give us a call, shoot us a text, or scan that QR code on the screen. There's also a link in the description where you can book a free Zoom consultation about your relocation to Seattle. My team and I love helping people relocate here, and we'd love to help make your move as smooth as possible. Hey, and of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because we've got more neighborhood tours, cost of living videos, and East Side rankings coming your way. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.